biceps. It is in the contract a legal requirement every single time I appear on camera. There we go.
Ooh.
Looking good at the moment.
Wow. That's biceps.
That isn't the show, actually. It's just me doing that for half an hour. But I'm quite happy with the lighting. I think this different angle that we've gone with really has accentuated the split in the bicep there. It is great to see the man that is on the screen. It is on the left of my screen, but could be the right, depending on which screen you are looking at. It is the co-host, the co-founder, the co-breather of air, the co-wearer of clothes. In this virtual room, it is the master of disaster, the king of sting, the count of Monte Cristo. It is Thunderlips, the ultimate male. It is the Siberian Bull. There it is. There's the new action that comes to play. It is your friend and mine is the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year award. The illustrious award somewhere. I think it's in the city, in the studio at the moment. The illustrious
award. It's been replaced by a Windex bottle.
Oh, right that's just
nothing says success like Windex.
That's right. Absolutely. The illustrious award held by the illustrious man with the illustrious beard. It is none other than Dave Stockbridge. Well,
thank you very much for that very warm welcome. As always, Hollywood Matt Connelly, and we are coming off the back of what might be the most epic AWE event in the history of AWE, and there have been some pretty spectacular AWE events now in the annals of AWE history, but AWE Grand Prix 3 is in the can. It is done. It is dusted. Champions have been crowned, belts have been distributed, and we do have ourselves 2 new champions at the AWE. And what a spectacular day it was! All topped off, of course, with the Titans Open event. So with more medals being handed out, Sharma walking away as a multiple champion on the day as well, showing himself to be a star of the future. We have so much to talk about, so much to catch up upon, and so much to share with the world. So, Hollywood Matt Connelly, what are your thoughts on the event?
I loved it. I had a fantastic time, and it's one of those things. I mean, leading up to the event is all just, for us, from our perspective, is a lot of pandemonium and craziness, and just scrambling and getting everything in place, and the difficulties, when you've got a venue but you can only get in at a certain time, and then you're trying to set up and whatever. But yeah, exactly. And I know this was something we were trying to avoid, was like setting up in that last hour when everyone gets there and they're all asking you things as you're trying to do stuff. It's like I'm like socket wrenching the table together, sweat pouring off me, and somebody's like asking me something, and I'm like, what? What are you saying?
Where's the doormat? How do I get out?
How do I breathe again? Is that? Can you
do I go in first, or is
it in through the mouth, or what? Is that okay if I do that? I look over and they're just passed out in the corner. He wouldn't tell me. He wouldn't tell me what to do. So yes, but once we kicked things off, everything ran really smoothly. The matches were tremendous. Yeah, that's great. Matches were absolutely amazing. The Grand Prix, we had several upsets, which is always seems to be the case, and it's so exciting when we get these cards. We put them together, and on paper you might be able to say, well, this guy obviously is going to win that one, and maybe he will get through here. You could sort of virtually plot out how you think the tournament would run, and I guess in theory you might have a strong case for that. Every time we've run these events, that's out the window. But somebody will step up. We saw Andy Boskovsky do it at the first event. We saw
Rika Borman. He was one of those.
Borman, absolutely. Yeah, he was
not that long ago. He was, he was seeded 8th.
He was one of the lower seeds. And the dragster, Alex McKinnon at the AWE2 really won some big matches, and we saw that at this event as well.
A lot of people had a moment, didn't they? Like Marty Penfold had a moment. Jacob Tuxworth, of course, had several. So we had even when it came to Josh Barker, everybody expected him to come inside with his heroic, speedy presses, and yet, he showed how versatile an athlete he truly has become. So it was an event of surprises, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Every time the two people were being lined up against each other, I was like, okay, well, this guy, to me, he's obviously the favorite here. I've seeded him second or third or whatever, and he's going against the seventh or the eighth seed, and then the seventh, the eighth seed would win. Like Marty Penfold had a fantastic win against SK, and SK is a tremendous puller who's
wonderful talent,
years and years of experience, and has competed with AWE several times, had wars with Jamie Barrett, and he is a absolutely phenomenal puller. Marty Penfold, just over 1 year, I believe, in the sport, and
powerlifting background, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. And he was a little hesitant even to when I asked him if he would be interested in competing, and he actually said no to start with.
Most people do, admittedly. That's not an unusual reaction we get. No.
Nah. What is it? Nah. Who? How did you get this number?
And then when we offer the free T-shirt, they warm to the idea slowly.
Yeah.
Well, apparel.
Oh. And there's breathing involved. What? Wow.
And Taron Broad was that second round of war with Gigi Yu. He was mentioning just before how he feels that it was at that moment that he experienced a tear and struggled from there on in a little bit. But Gigi Yu, I mean, my goodness, that young man, he is a powerhouse. Hailing from Singapore's number one gun at 85 kilos currently, and such an unassuming, such a likable young man. Wow. So, well, I'll tell you what, like you say, AWE Grand Prix events are always surprising. What I love about it is that regardless of the results, regardless of what happened yesterday, none of these men are going to find their chances of finding super matches with anyone around the world hurt by what they did yesterday, regardless of how they finished up in the end. But I tell you what, Jacob Tuxworth really did prove he is the Hoist Gracie of Australian arm wrestling.
That's right. He was like the silent assassin. Oh. He's such a lovely guy. He's very, sort of quiet and humble and unassuming kind of character. And he's almost just sneaking through in the tournament. And then it was like, oh, who's still? Oh, Jacob's still. Oh, Jacob's still in. Oh, yeah. And then it's like he's actually undefeated. Oh, right.
He's like this silent Caucasian samurai, just slowly tiptoeing through the forest, just waiting for his moment. And I actually had to double check the measurements twice before I made the announcement, because it was reading 14.5-inch bicep, 14.5-inch forearm. And it's like, so he's basically his arm is a cylinder with a joint in the middle. But I mean, measurements aren't everything. Jacob Tuxworth proved that yesterday. So
so what a tremendous win. So absolutely. Well, you go, mate. You go.
Tremendous results all round. I think all the athletes can be very, very proud of their performances, and really, they have every right to be. I think I think they all got an opportunity to shine at one level or another. All had an opportunity to show the world what they're all about. And what I will also say from our perspective, from a promoter's perspective, all were a joy to work with. We're great partners in the event. Made the absolute most of it. We're fantastic throughout the process. Some were here for several days before, and I think maybe even Zhu only just returned today as well. Just a great young bunch of people to do business with, and great to now call them all friends as well. So we want to thank all of the athletes for being just fantastic to work with.
Absolutely, they were a pleasure. No drama queens, no issues. Everything that we did, they were very happy to go along with, and putting on a performance like they did in the tournament was absolutely amazing to see. I felt very privileged to be able to watch it, even though, from the promoter side, it's like, okay, we've put this together, but the joy of being able to experience it and watch it as a fan as well was something that was very, very special.
Yeah, indeed, and joined by nearly 100 people in the room as well, who also really enjoyed the event. We had the local news crew in the room as well, so it featured on the local biggest news network here in Adelaide, and so great to see interest from the mainstream media in our sport. So I think there were several winners last night, and that was they were the athletes, it was AWE, and it was the sport of arm wrestling, and that's really what we set out to do. So
I can bring up the Channel 7 little 30-second clip if you'd like to see that.
Sure, wouldn't that be fun? Absolutely.
All right, let me bring that up for us. We made the news thanks to Grant Law as well for his public relations work and reaching out and getting all of this sort of happening for us. But here we go.
It was a real show of strength today as some of Australia's biggest biceps battled it out at the Arm Wrestling Grand Prix in Hindley Street. Sadly, South Aussie competitor Taryn Broad fell short in the grand final, losing to Queensland's Jacobs Tuxworth. Jacobs now the new AWE middleweight title.
There you go.
I don't know why he said
we gave away the winner, but if you've been paying attention to our private socials, you'd already know who won the event. We're not necessarily trying to keep it a secret from the world. We're obviously not, projecting it out too much. So if you're in on the podcast right now, you're in on the secret, I guess you might say. But this event, we're being asked by a lot of people. Was there a stream? Did we miss it? Was it just live? Is it going to be released sometime soon? The answer to that is, we think so. So by that, we have filmed the event. It is in the editing stage right now. There is a major media player that has shown some interest in arm wrestling. So we're very blessed that they've turned their attention to our sport and the AWE. They love our brand of arm wrestling, which is wonderful to hear. And ultimately, if that opportunity arises, we won't be in full control over when it is broadcast, but if indeed that doesn't transpire, and we'll know within the next day or two, then we will be getting it out to the world certainly this week. So certainly stay tuned. We'll be making a big announcement one way or another on that, and but they don't mind us just sharing those little secrets with our little community at the moment. So
they had it on their news show.
Yeah, well, they said.
But they did say
they blew it. They blew it already. So
you've ruined your own thing, Channel 7. Did you see they
no one is watching their own news services?
That's right. But they said the Jacobs Tuxworth. It was like,
Tuxworth,
why?
Yes. Forever will be known as Jacobs Tuxworth.
Why did he?
He's plural. He's so strong. It's thought that there are two of him. So
every time, because I've shown that clip to a lot of people, and every time I'm like, why is he saying Jacobs? I reckon maybe when they wrote down the name, they've just added the S, and now when the presenters read it out, he's gone, oh yeah, that's how you say it, Jacobs Tuxworth.
Yeah, Ron Burgundy
style, right?
Yeah. Oh well, let's go through it a little bit, because we the X Factor Nick Vella, my goodness, there's a new star. There's a star of the future. He looks like a Mr. Olympia contender. The young man is absolutely jacked. He looks amazing, and I tell you what, he surprised everybody. Once he sinks that hook in, he is formidable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The guy is a phenom, and he came to us as a recommendation from Brett Coots, who Guy Tanapat, #1 in Thailand, was originally scheduled to compete with us. He wasn't able to make the event because of the visa issues. So that was about maybe 8 days before the event, and so we needed somebody very quickly. We needed somebody that was relatively local and could make the event and was at the caliber and at the weight that we needed. So
yeah,
difficult to match all of those. Brett Coote stepped forward and said, I've got somebody that would match all of those things. And not only is that, but he is really, really an up-and-coming star. And he's a very, very strong inside hook puller. And he did a fantastic job on the day.
Absolutely. SK, great athlete. He's always great to work with as well. Gigi Yu, we mentioned previously, super deceptively strong. You just, as he's walking around, you just don't think, he's got all of that power, but there it is. I mean, he's got mega hands. I think Taron Broad might have mentioned that it was the thickest hand at that weight that he's ever gripped up with. Epic hands. Very, very strong young man. Ruben Jennings, he didn't quite get a chance at it in the end. I know we do know it was late notice for him coming into the event. He probably didn't have the opportunity to prepare. We've seen him perform much better and against Jacob Tuxworth previously as well. But on this occasion, maybe a little bit underdone in the preparation, but just didn't seemingly find his way in this event, which was unfortunate for him. He just didn't get an opportunity to gain any traction there. So we know the best is still to come for Ruben. But I think that the fact that almost everybody except for Ruben had a real moment during the event was absolutely wonderful. And now we also had a super match on as part of the event. Now maybe we can keep that result under our hats for now.
Who was the super match between, Dave?
Oh, well, that would be between Brett Coots and Rickett Borman, and that was for the left-hand heavyweight title belt. And this is a belt that Brett Coots has coveted for some time, and he's had his heart set on and I think I think every future champion of this belt can really accredit its institution to Brett, because Brett has been the man on left hand, and he has been a big advocate for left hand arm wrestling in Australia for a very, very long time. And right always gets the glory, doesn't it? It always gets the opportunity. Internationally, it's always the right hand. And it was Brett that said, you know what, why isn't there a left belt? Like why isn't there? It just didn't seemingly make sense. And for Brett, that's as strong as he is on right, and he's been that number 2 guy in 2 Grand Prix events in a row now to Rickett Borman, and as strong as he is on right hand, and as many titles, national titles, as he's won at heavyweight and super heavyweight on right hand, it's actually his left where he really shines. And so Brett wants to elevate the profile of left hand arm wrestling in the world, and so it was at his instigation that we came about this title, and I'm so happy that we did. Brett is truly world class on left hand, and it was a spectacular back and forth, and I don't think the score necessarily represented the battle that we saw on the table as well. So it was a spectacular display, and one of the most enjoyable matches I've seen in a very, very, very long time. So it is exactly what you want to see out of every super match. And so stay tuned for that. That might even be what comes out first, guys. So stay tuned for that one. It is an absolute war.
It was actually, yeah, and you hit the nail on the head when you said the score doesn't reflect how much of a battle this was, and every round was incredible, and both guys putting it all on the line. It was we're very excited to get that edited up, make it look tremendous, and to be able to release that out there for everyone to enjoy it as well.
Well, Hollywood Matt Connelly, we've got to the 20-minute mark. It might be time to just filter through those comments and see what the people of the world have to say.
Alrighty, well, we've got Chris from Intrinsic Media who did the production yesterday. Great job, Chris. Thank you for all of your efforts. It was a pleasure to work with you again. Says, good evening, lads. And I do still have your extension cord, Chris, if you're looking for it. The $5,000 extension cord. And one of the competitors,
best extension cord in the business.
That's right. It's a black one, which is rare apparently. Taryn Broad, who was in the tournament yesterday, says, what an event. My entire right side of my body is fried. What a match with Zhu second round. I had a minor tear in my wrist flexor in that. I didn't know that. I did not know that, Taryn. I haven't actually had an opportunity to speak with him yet. Yeah, we've got Josh McDonald who's asking about the footage, and I think that you covered that a few minutes ago. But, we'll hopefully you'll see it maybe on a network television station. Maybe.
You never know.
We'll see. Home TV, Mark, one of my friends from the gym, and great to see him in here. He has his own YouTube channel. He does a car-based YouTube channel. He does tremendous stuff with that as well.
Very cool.
One of my favorite things with Mark was he did actually come along to the club. I managed to convince him to come and try, which is great. I love it when people actually will come down and try the arm wrestling. He's walked into the room. Tim Graham was the first person that he met, and Tim had just been watching Mark's channel on YouTube, and he was so confused because he was like, I was just watching you. What are you doing here? So it was fantastic to see. Who else have we got here? Taryn has another comment here. He says, Zhu and I ruined ourselves for the rest of the event. I knew I wasn't going to win after that. Regardless, it was my favorite event I've been to. And yes, Marty beat the 6th ranked Australian under 80 kilos in SK. And what a win it was for Marty Penfold. He says it was also very nice to see his mum and dad and friends in the audience. That's nice. That's awesome.
There was a lot of local support there yesterday, and a small contingent from South Africa cheering Rick Mormon on as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And another comment from you from Terrence says, Zhu has got the thickest hands I've felt at 85 kilos. After pulling him, it makes sense why a bit over a year old at 19 and 3 years experience, he beat the Malaysian number 1 and had a war with the world elite in Svetan. And Aaron Castillo is here. He says, definitely looking forward to seeing how it all shook out. All right.
Very, very cool. So Hollywood Matt Connelly, great event. We can't wait to share it with the world one way or another. We'll be sharing it with you very, very soon. Or we'll certainly be letting you know when we can share it with you. We hope you can all understand. It's why we didn't have a pay-per-view or we didn't have a live stream for the event, because in the background, all of this was cooking, and really the whole purpose of AWE is to provide a platform for our athletes to build the profile of the sport. And well, we've seen the pay-per-view model really struggle for everyone, but maybe East versus West with some, and really if Devon's not on the card, even that mighty promotion can struggle for a rate of return on their investment. And so for us, we're very familiar with that, and we feel that the best way forward for the sport is to reach the biggest audience possible. And we're very fortunate to have had the assistance of Grant Law, who has been working very, very hard behind the scenes in order to, and if you're a friend of the podcast, you would have seen Grant's been on now on a few occasions, and Grant has been working away feverishly so that we can get this sport in front of more and more people, and so we're very, very close, and if we can't get that all across the line, then we're going to have it out very, very soon. So all of the fans of the channel can tune in and see it, and see what a great event it really was. And it's really lovely to hear Taryn talk about how it was the best event that he's ever been to or ever seen, and he was our number one seed, and of course was competing, and wonderful that as one of those competitors with all of the pressure of being the number one seed as well, walks away from the event feeling like it was the best one that they've been to. So that's wonderful to hear that even the competitors loved it and really enjoyed themselves. So this is great. And now Greg Yo, he was the man that hooked us up with young GGU, and my goodness, what a fantastic young man he certainly is. And want to thank Greg as well for all of his work in promoting the event, spreading the word on his social channels and handles. He really went out of his way to make sure that the world outside of Australia knew that the AWE event was happening this weekend gone, and also very much helped us in promoting the event with Zhu, it was upon Greg's recommendation that Zhu was part of the event in the first place. We also want to wish Greg every happiness with his beautiful new bride. So congratulations on the wedding, mate, and hope you're enjoying the honey. Well, obviously you're not, because you're tuning into the podcast. So are you just demonstrating to your new wife that this is going to be the rest of your life, just tuning into arm wrestling podcasts? So get used to it now, honey, because this is the way it's going to be.
There you go. Greg does say, thank you, gents. Now you know I don't blow smoke. Zhu is the real deal. He absolutely is, and a very lovely young man as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, he was great to work with. Very, very modest, very, very quiet, but until he gets on the table, and then he's a beast, of course. So, yeah, fantastic. And so Hollywood Matt Connelly, I mean, this is all just a taste. There's so much more to come for AWE in 2025. We've got upcoming events on the 24th of May. So that'll be here before we know it. And of course, again in June, there's going to be more AWE events. So certainly stay tuned. We're super excited about the calendar as it's starting to fill up. We can't wait to share with the world even more of what we've got in store. So any final thoughts on yesterday's event, Hollywood?
It was such a fantastic experience. So many people throughout the afternoon when the after pulling was going on that came up and said this was a fantastic event. Absolutely had a tremendous time. A lot of thank you for putting it together, and it's like, well, we wanted to see it as well.
Selfishly, we did it for ourselves. I mean, we want to talk about creating a platform and stuff, but this is really what we wanted to see as fans.
That's right. And we just very briefly on the Titans tournament that ran after the so we had the Grand Prix, then the Super Match, and then the Titans tournament. Some amazing results that took place in that. Some guys, some big upsets. We had a young man who's only been arm wrestling for 3 weeks, Danny Wojcik.
Yes.
And he ended up winning the right hand open in his very first competition ever. And he's only been to the club 3 times.
Where do we find these kids?
He's like 18 as well, so it's just
there with his mum and his brother, and what was really fantastic is this young man, few weeks in the sport, walking away with a medal, but also galvanizing quite the relationship with Brett Coots, who was very quick to offer his advice and share with him some tricks, and really got on his side during that final as well, and just made sure that he knew what to do, how to go about it, and it's wonderful to see Brett at his stage of his career. They're mentoring a young man who's just really getting started, and young Danny is going to look back at that moment in the years to come as being, wow, Brett Coots. My first competition was in my corner, and it was just a wonderful thing to see.
It was amazing. I can't believe he won the open division right arm 3 weeks into it. It's almost like coming out of nowhere, and 18 years old as well. So
it's incredible.
bright future for that young man.
I actually saw him in the street afterwards. I was just walking back and after packing some stuff up, and he was walking out with a few friends at that stage. And I said, "Oh, how you feeling?" He said, "Great, I won." And I just missed that, that final little bit. And it's like, what? You won? Yeah, it's incredible. Like, that's just amazing. It's so. That's the wonderful thing about these AWE events. You are just always surprised by what you see and who makes their breakthrough, and it's just absolutely fantastic to see young athletes like that emerge as a result of these events. Hollywood Matt Connelly. So I want to thank you for all your hard work. Nobody does more for the arm wrestling community locally here than you do. You really do a spectacular job. You make sure that these people have a home to go to, an arm wrestling home to go to every Sunday, and the room was filled with Hollywood Matt Connelly fans who made sure that the event was a massive success. So well done to you. Well done to the SA Titans. Thank you to the whole crew who came out and somebody put give me a thumbs down. Did I do that?
Thanks a lot, Dave.
So
that's perfect timing. It's like crossing your fingers when you say it. You did a really good job.
Thank you to the SA Titans who came out in force and made it a spectacular success, and to all of the athletes who were a joy to work with, who really gave their best and made no excuses when things didn't go their way. They were fantastic sportsmen as well as fantastic athletes, and we're truly blessed. And I've just seen France McGee, the singing arm wrestler. She was indeed the singing arm wrestler yesterday. She sung our national anthem. The whole room was standing for that, and a really special moment, and quite moving. Rick Borman had reported to France afterwards that it was a real moving moment for him, and it wasn't even his national anthem that was being sung. So we are getting France to now practice the South African national anthem. So in future, Rick, you can really feel the moment. So that's awesome. And we'll get her to sing it in Afrikaans as well. So just as another level of difficulty. So she did so well with English. I'm sure she'll be great at any language. So
well, I got before you wrap it up, I just want to say thank you to you, because none of this would be possible without your efforts, your tremendous influence, your ability to pull things together, to the look, at the feel, the design of AWE. It is all Dave Stockbridge. So anyone is looking at the company and thinking, well, who designed that, or how did they put that together? It's this man here on the screen that is behind all of that side of things, and it's an absolute pleasure and a privilege to work with you and to put these events together. And yesterday was a tremendous success as far as I can see.
Oh, it certainly was, and thank you very much for those very kind words, Hollywood Matt Connelly. It was a great day. It was a great day for AWE. It was a great day for the sport. Fantastic day for the athletes, and we can't wait for more in 2025. So thank you to everybody in the comments. Thank you for your wonderful support. Thank you to Greg, of course, and Taryn and everybody. It was a great day, and everything that everybody does here by just tuning in to the channel and supporting us has helped us do a few things. So 80,000 people reached by our Instagram page over the last 30 days, and it's got quite a modest following of about 2,000, and that's made a huge difference. It led us a great deal of legitimacy as we're talking to sponsors and those people that are on the fence as to whether or not they jump in and invest their money into an obscure sport like arm wrestling. But it's through the support of people, arm wrestling fans like yourselves, that we are pulling through, and we're proving to the world that arm wrestling is a sport worth investing in. So thank you to everybody, and we can't wait for what's to come in 2025.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, guys. We might end it there. If I can see the button that says end.
It's over there somewhere.